years. There have been multiple detectives on this case through the years. In 2016, Sergeant Daugherty had been assigned the case, and in January of this year, Ken had received a call from the FBI, and they had let him know that the person had been identified through fingerprints, and we had a name, and we were able to contact family and give the family some type of closure. I know it's not full closure, but it's knowing where their loved one was located and knowing the story behind what we know up until this point. That in itself, we're glad and we're proud of. We know how hard this had to be on the family all these many years not knowing, but now they at least can have laid their loved one to rest. And at this time, I want to bring Ken up and let Ken maybe give some more details on the case from the time he got it until the present.
I got the case in roughly May of 2016. From that point on, I immediately printed out a map because she was a Jane Doe. Knew her DNA had been entered into CODIS, and other places have been working on it, trying to identify her. I printed out a map, and I methodically went through each state database, called several people over the years, possible matches. None of them ever panned out. 3 or 4 I've had DNA compared from our Jane Doe. And basically every state I canvassed. The reason that she was not found on any of those databases is because she was never entered into a missing persons database. So, and that's where we are right now. Once confirmation was made through the FBI, their fingerprints, we have kind of ramped up our investigation a little bit. So it's still an open investigation.
Have you all been in contact with Lori Alexander's family since the positive identification a couple weeks ago?
I've spoke to her mother a couple of times. Yes, I have.
What has that conversation been like? I mean, it's been years since she went missing. I'm sure her mother was relieved in a sense.
She was very relieved that she knows now. Up until this point, she had no idea. She had basically heard rumors, but rumors only. So she's very relieved to know what happened.
She's from Toledo, Ohio. I mean, you're talking a 7-hour trip down I-75. Do you all have any idea at this stage of the investigation what she was doing in Campbell County, Tennessee?
We have no idea at this point.
Leads of any sort, or is this still, what's the status of this case? What would you call it?
There are leads, but it's still an open investigation.
How vital of a role did the Forensic Center in Knoxville play in this?
They actually sent the prints in several years ago. The fingerprints were sent to them. They sent the prints to the FBI. The FBI, from what I was told, they upgraded their system, and they were able to read prints that were previously deemed unreadable. Once they ran those prints again, that's how they got the hit.
What do you all know about Miss Alexander, other than the fact that she was here, died here in Campbell County? What do you know about her?
It's still an open investigation. I can't disclose what knowledge we have.
What does this mean for the future of cases, not just here in Campbell County, but as a whole for police, being able to identify these people years after they were found and just continue to sort of visit that well, if you will?
It's a tremendous leap as technology advances, like the FBI able to read unreadable prints. I think there will be more come to light, more Jane Does and John Does identified.
What do the people of Campbell County need to know? Any information that they might have or possible things to help this case along?
If someone remembers anything from '98, contact the sheriff's office, and we will go with what information they give us. Like I said, it's an open investigation, and I'm going to continue to investigate.
Would this no longer be considered a cold case? I mean, is this a...
She's not a Jane Doe anymore. It's still a cold case, still unsolved as far as her homicide. But the main thing right now is she was identified and her family has closure.
Anybody else have anything? I think that covers my questions. Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm good if y'all are
All
good.
right, thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
And just a little background on this. That place was remote in '98. It was a salty